It looks like there's some chaos happening in the streets of England. I have been checking out some of Sean Jones' YouTube channel. He has some cool stuff on there, very different than what I usually post. And there was this altercation, a couple altercations between these younger gentlemen on the street who were just looking to cause all sorts of chaos and mayhem, and some older gentlemen, and they're trying to diffuse the situation. And I just went, I forget sometimes that I am able to walk down the road feeling safe, feeling confident, and I'm not too worried. And I'm blessed and very fortunate to feel that way. But that's not the case for everybody. Many people on my channel, you guys are doing martial arts to keep yourself safe. Yes, it's fun, but also to keep yourself safe. And I wanted to address what we should be doing, what I would do, and what others should do if you don't have the same confidence that I do in your fighting skills. If you're walking down the road and somebody starts chirping off at you, trying to start a fight, getting in your face, whether they're on drugs, whether they're with a bunch of friends and their egos are running really high, or it's just them and they're having a bad day and they just want to fight somebody. There are so many possible scenarios, but I just want to talk in general about this because it's important for us all to stay safe but still have the confidence to go out and enjoy life. One of the saddest things to me about people who want to come and harm others because whatever the heck is happening with them, I don't know, bad day, we're on drugs, whatever. But one of the saddest elements is this person is just trying to be out and enjoy their time. Right? They're positive, they're out on the streets, and somebody's just bringing so much negativity to them and essentially ruining their day, not even realizing that for many people, it won't just ruin their day. It can ruin their week, their month. It can affect the whole way they live their life based off one altercation that really scares them. And that to me is very sad. And it's just important that we recognize when something happens, we know how to deal with it. Because I've had a few situations where people have come at me and it never makes me gun shy to go out again. But again, I'm out there training all the time, but still very sad. I sympathize for anybody who wants to walk downtown and goes, you know, maybe that's not a good idea today. And you know, a lot of the footage that I'm seeing is coming out of England, and maybe it's a little bit rougher over there than it is here. I'm right downtown Victoria. Yes, there are lots of people who are taking drugs and you can just see them on the side of the road, but I've never seen any of them be violent towards others, at least when I'm walking, because I'd be running over and helping. The only thing that I've had to do in the last couple of years is run over and help defend a homeless person who was getting assaulted by somebody who was drunk. Now, I don't know what the whole situation was beforehand, but I know at the point where the homeless dude got knocked out and went down and hit his head off the curb and then got back up and the guy's still trying to get him, I'm like, okay, now it's time for me to definitely step in because it's just gone too far. So very first thing, when somebody comes at you, whether they're way back here or they're in your face, do not, I will never, and you should not, let them get within an easy punch range. We see people keep their arms down and they're standing here and they start getting really close, and for some reason this tactic of like kind of peacocking, yeah, what you're gonna do, this puts you in such a bad situation because as soon as this guy goes to twitch, it's basically, can you evade the punch? You're not getting your hands up in time. So the very first thing that I would be doing, and I have done in the past, is I just have my hands out. Now I'm gonna be doing this from a far away distance. My hands are gonna go up and I'm gonna be saying, whoa, you need to stay away. Whoa, what's the problem? Something to work on diffusing the situation, but also to be protecting myself. Especially with my fight style, you guys know I can defend myself fairly well up here, but I'm not gonna be moving my head a whole bunch. That's just not my style. So I have my hands up. And I'm gonna be going, whoop, no. But I'm gonna be doing it, and this is the important part, in a non-aggressive way, but not making them think that I'm an easy target. I've seen so many videos with these young guys over in England and they're just baking off, getting in the face of these older gentlemen or overweight gentlemen, people who look like easy targets. And then as soon as somebody else steps in to help the person who looks like they're about to get assaulted, and I guess I'm gonna use the word bully, the bully has all of a sudden a new target, a new person in front of them that's actually a threat, they back down very fast. And that's what I found in my experience. Being able to let this person know, I don't want to fight, but this person's confident enough to look like they will if needed, it seems to shut it down very quick. But still, I don't want to end up in the situation where they're going to be punching at me and I'm not able to defend myself, so the hands are up. They're going to be up and they're going to be out. So if the person starts walking to me and I can actually get my fingers on them, at this point we're going to be having a very different conversation. But from here or here, I'm going to be going, okay, at least I have this comfort that if they decide to charge at me, they decide to throw a punch, I can get my hand up a lot faster than they can execute that punch completely. Now, of course, it's always important to assess the situation beyond just this one person. For instance, I was just at the Ultimate Self-Defense Challenge over in Lithuania, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot when I was there about taking in your surroundings to a new level. Something I would not have normally done before. I would be like, okay, this person's here, and focusing on this, not really concerned with the fact that somebody might be attacking me from the side or this or that. That's probably naive. And you might be going, Gabriel, what are you thinking? Of course you have to be ready for multiple attackers. But again, I'm in Victoria. It's not a common thing for gangs to come and jump on people. But yes, I should be ready, and you should be ready too. So once my hands are up, I'm just gonna be, doing this kind of thing, keeping my eyes peeled for anybody coming from the side, and assessing the situation. Is it one person? Are there 2 or 3 people? Do I have somebody who's gonna come in and attack me from behind? And from there, deciding what do I do next? Because if there's one attacker and I'm feeling confident, one person who's trying to pick a fight, I'm going, yeah, I'm pretty okay with just diffusing the situation, just walking away. But if he follows, then yeah, there might be more happening. If it's 2 or 3 people, then I'm gonna be going, maybe I should put the ego aside. I should try and diffuse the situation. If I can't diffuse it, I should probably leave. Whether I bring in other people to help diffuse it, that's a different question, but try to make sure there's not gonna be a 2 or 3 on 1. Because, well, my skills are very high, you don't know how that's gonna go. And I don't really wanna find out if I can fight 2 or 3 people, especially when the shots coming from behind can really, really hurt you. Now, how do we find that line between being confident but calm? Not being too aggressive to spur this guy on, but still display that, yes, I'm here. Number 1 for me is eye contact, right? I want that eye contact because for me, it helps establish that, yes, I'm not going to be bowing out, but I don't want, the hands up here, and I don't want to be getting close to them, and I don't want to be posturing. I'm just going to be doing this. The eye contact, the confidence in the voice, but the non-aggression in the voice, all of that to me can diffuse a situation. Now, a lot of people will say, well, Gabriel, what's going to happen if it's not just you? Somebody comes up and they're trying to pick a fight. 2 guys come up and they're trying to do something. And it's not just you. You have somebody else there. And you can't run away. Well, the first thing I'm going to be doing is putting myself between the attackers and the person I'm with. And I'm just going to be going, okay, let's back up. And just keeping them sort of guided behind me, saying there's always going to be this space between me and them. If that space breaks, if I'm not in between, then again, we have a different situation where maybe I am going to start having to throw shots. But as long as I can back away and I can keep this buffer between the 2, I'm happy. And I will again be trying to exit, exit, exit. You have to put ego aside. Very much the same way that when you spar, and somebody's going way too hard and they clip you, and you're like, okay, now I can get them back. If you can put that aside and go, whoa, they made a mistake. Oh, let's calm this down. It's better for everybody. The ego is hard to put aside, and you don't want to do that. I definitely know about that. You don't want to do that. Somebody hits me, I'm coming for you. In sparring. On the street, I've had people swing, and I've blocked, and I haven't taken damage, and I'm able to stay more calm there. And go, I don't really want to hit somebody and potentially break my hand, or hit somebody and end up in court, whatever the situation is going to be. But taking out the ego, I find much easier on the street than in the gym, and it's what I advise everybody out there do as well. But the confidence is key, so keep your training up. If somebody does step up and they're trying to start something with you, try to find that clear exit point to walk away. Don't let them get within punch range, and just calm it down. Calm it down. Confidence. I don't want to fight. Okay? You need to step back. I don't want to fight. Okay? Just something like that. And they can go on for a little bit until you diffuse it. You don't want to do this. I don't know if you have to bring in the element of I train. You're just like, you don't want to do this. You really don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Let's not do this tonight. Okay? Can you take a step back? I'm going to leave. Something like that. Seems to work for me every time. But hopefully everybody out there who's training, who's on this channel, is building up your confidence. You're able to go out into the world. You're able to enjoy yourself. But just remember, last thing before we sign off today, this is one of the smartest things that I was ever told. I do want to go out and be able to live my life. But there's a time and a place. And what was told to me years ago is, you never got into a fight on a Sunday afternoon at the library. It's going to happen most often at a bar, late at night, a club, early in the morning when you're up far too late. You're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And it's not so much that you're like, oh, I really want to be there. You probably shouldn't be there anyway. What is it doing positively for your life? All right, I'm going to preach on this channel many times to all the prospective young athletes out there who want to actually win some big, win some big titles, that it is very important to clean up your lifestyle. All right, I didn't have the trainers in the world helping me who were famous. I didn't have the best facilities in the world. I didn't have the best sparring partners in the world. Right? I had good, but not like the other guys I was facing. What did I have? I had the discipline. The discipline to be like, yeah, I'm not going to go out late at night and drink and party. I'm going to put all my energy into training. So you should be doing that anyway if you're wanting to have any success. So let's call it there, guys. Thanks for joining. I'll see you back here very soon.